when we recorded the first record, we were fooling around with some different sounds, electronic sounds, I think, and we immediately knew that this would not fit on this record, on the first one. So we decided to keep those tracks, and this was really the starting point of writing the second record. And I remember we rehearsed a few times for 2 live gigs we've done, and we fooled around with some new songs there as well, but they never made it to the second record. I think the foundation of this record was when we were in the studio recording the first one, and yeah, our bass player was very into some synthesizer sounds, and I think that started the process. Well, the recording process and the writing process were actually a little bit the same, because we always met mostly in the Netherlands, because our bass player is living in the Netherlands. And so we met there. We rented a cabin once and recorded a song there, which is called Morro Bay. We spent a weekend there, and I'm pretty sure that someone was killed on that place, because there was a man with a big bag around his shoulders, and that made a kind of eerie atmosphere there, because he was carrying around big bags all day. So it was a very nice cabin, very nice situation to write music. And yeah, we actually did this by ourselves in the Netherlands and in Germany. And then we started recording the drums in a studio called Gerhard Studio with Martin Buchwalter. He's a great guy, a very professional recording studio. And yeah, Alessandro from Secrets of the Moon and Thulcandra, he recorded the drums for that there, and it was just perfect. He's such an awesome drummer. And yeah, that was very good, and that was the first time I think the record really come to life with real drums, because I played on the first record and I'm not a very skilled drummer, so having one of the best drummers in Germany to record our songs was a very, very good thing, I think. Well, we founded the band back in 2012 with another guy, but he left the country. He's now living in China, so it was difficult to keep up the band on such a big distance. So our bass player and me, we kept up the work for the second record, and then I just was searching for a good drummer, and I just scrolled through my phone book, and well, Alessandro is starting with an A, so I actually ended up pretty fast to write him, and I think he texted me back in 6 minutes, yes. So we asked him to record the drums, and after the recording we just asked him if he could join the band as a full member, because, you know, it's more kind of an art project. We're not touring or being in a rehearsal room every second day, so it's not a problem that we're living like in Western Germany and he's living in Southern Germany, and our bass player is living in the Netherlands. So yeah, and it works. Well, we always thought of the band as a collective and not just a band. So we have a few session members on this record. I would start with Daniel. He's a very, very good friend of mine, and he took a very big part in the record. We wrote 2 songs together in Cologne, and he is singing on one of them. He's a very talented and creative guy, and he understands the mood of this band or collective, or how you would call it. Then we had Cornelia. She's a very good friend of mine too. She sings on, I think, 3 songs, and we recorded it in Copenhagen, which was a very, very nice thing to do, because it always gets me in a creative mood when I'm just not at home and even not in this country. So we did this with a guy named Christopher Henriksen. He engineered it. He's a very, very talented audio engineer, and just a great guy. He's one of the funniest guys I know, and it was a pleasure to work with him on this vocal stuff. Then we had Ryanne from DOOL. She's one of the best singers nowadays, I think, and she sang one song which is called "And I Miss Her," which is, in my opinion, the best song on the record. Not just musically, but she's so talented, and she sang the vocal lines so perfect that I remember the day when I got this song. I played it like 30 times in a row, and I think this song is about 6 minutes long, so it was actually the whole evening. I listened to the song over and over again, and I bursted out in tears because it's so emotional and so fitting, because she was laying down more layers, like on the left and the right. There are different vocal lines, and I didn't expect that, because I wrote the vocal line, and I expected her just to sing what I wrote, but she did some harmonies, and it really blew me away, and it still does. I sometimes, mostly when I'm drunk, I'm listening to that song, and it's a hit, if I'm allowed to say that. Well, we all came from the black metal scene. We all are playing in black metal bands since the 90s. Me and my bass player, we played like for 20 years in a black metal band, and I just thought that it would be impossible to write more dark music in this genre, because I think the really dark stuff happened in the early 90s, and but there are still great bands out there who are writing very dark music. Like, to mention just a few, it's, I think, Shamash, they're awesome, and of course Secrets of the Moon. And it's just like, on the way, I met some other bands that are not playing black metal and are so unbelievable dark that it's just a new feeling to darkness. The first one I have to mention is Mandrah from Norway. They got a record out, it's called Veilosov, and this one is one of the darkest records I've ever listened to. It's shivering my spine when I listen to that piece of art. And the other one is called Birds of Passage. It's more a singer-songwriter record. But it's so different to anything I've listened ever before. It's like being in a complete bulb of things. It's unbelievable good. It's one of my favorite records ever. And although none of our songs sounds like Mandrah or Birds of Passage, but I think the feeling is in some parts the same, because it feels like you're not part of this world anymore, and you are somehow connected to another state of mind, and this music is just a bridge to this.